If you have any haters in your life, there's only one thing you need to tell them.
Yes.
That is, becoming is better than being.
True.
And that's what we are. We are a work in progress, and we choose to be so because we are never complete, and we always have that opportunity to become someone better.
And lucky for us, because that opportunity allows us to be comfortable while making mistakes and accepting ourselves for who we are.
Yeah, so go on and tell your haters, we are all a work in progress.
Including the haters.
Including the haters themselves. My name is AX.
I am GK.
And I'm Chris.
Welcome to the show. I'm loving the energy, guys. I'm loving the energy. So, today, our co-producer, GW, has produced for us again.
Yes, Bona
and
GW.
it's very simple. AX is going to be in charge of asking us the questions.
Yeah.
He's given us a list of questions, what ifs, and the aim is for us to give answers and to explain the reasoning for our answers. Okay?
Yes.
Get to know us more.
Yes.
So AX, lead us over.
All right, our first question. What if you can never get fat, but you are never hungry?
Wait. I can never get
fat, but you are never hungry. Would you take that deal or would you walk away?
I take the deal. This is a good deal.
I'm going to take monopoly over this question. Take the deal. Take the deal. Absolutely.
But like food is, guys, food is great.
No.
And being hungry is what makes food taste even better.
Exactly, but you're never hungry, so you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, you don't know what you're missing.
You don't know what you're missing. Right now, if you told me sushi is the best food in the world,
You're like,
I'm like, okay, I've never eaten it, so I don't know. So if I'm never hungry, I would never eat. So that means, kaching, I'm making a lot of savings also.
Yeah.
So
food is like the most expensive thing you can have.
and I'll never be fat. Bring on that deal.
I agree with him 100%.
Okay, next one. What if you got a magic printer that could print real money, but you need to wear a kilt and no underwear for the rest of your life?
Take the deal.
Take the deal.
Take the deal.
Take the deal.
Wait, killed with no.
Yes, it's a
So
commando
you go
situation.
No, they do wear something.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
they do.
yeah,
They have their own things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you go commando. Take the deal.
I think take the deal.
Yeah, take the deal and then I just buy myself a car. I'll be rolling with a
You'll be
car.
rolling with a car everywhere you go. You're fine.
Yeah, I've defeated them. I'll do that and then I'll be in a car 24/7.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay. Oh my goodness, hang on. It needs to thingy. All right. Oh, we can't do that one.
No.
We can't do that one. We can't. Although take that deal, but don't take that deal. Ooh, this is bad. Okay. What if you can never fall in love? What if you can never lose, but you cannot fall in love?
Take the deal.
Don't take
By
the
the way, all
deal.
these what tips I've got to take the deal.
Take
Don't
the
take
deal.
the deal. Guys, you guys are underestimating how great it feels to love someone.
You're underestimating how bad it feels to lose something. I think you have to.
Yeah. Everything is nice at first. Until it hits you.
Yeah.
When you're eating, let me go back to something GK really loves. When you're eating your spicy chicken and,
Yeah.
and you take the first bite,
That's false. That's fake
it's
news.
very nice until that pepper hits your tongue and you're like, what was I thinking?
Never
So
have I done
that's what I think with love. You get into it, if you dip your toes and you're like, my goodness, rainbows and everything.
The earth is bluer, the sky is bluer, the clouds, they're so
So I can never lose, but then I lose love.
Yeah.
But you're not losing. So if I can never lose, why am I losing love?
I mean, you can never fall in love.
fall
Take
in
the
love.
deal. Take the deal.
Don't take the deal.
I'll go and play the lottery. I'll win.
Yeah.
I won't lose.
Yeah.
I'll go run for the presidency. I'll become the president.
You'll be one of those 55
One of the
independent
55 independent candidates.
No, 55
Present
total.
for
Yeah.
president.
You heard it here first.
That's what
You
I'm
heard it
doing,
here
yeah.
first. All right, so I guess I'm the only one that's saying don't take the deal.
Yeah, you're
You
the
guys have
only one.
abandoned me like this.
Let me tell you.
You're on your own, my friend.
To Chris M.
The
You're on your
job
own.
of critical thinking is to compare the costs and think beyond the costs. We're looking at the costs and we're saying, by the way, the consequence is not that bad. It's not that bad.
Okay. I feel like you guys are also limiting your understanding of like what it means to fall in love.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because I think you guys are assuming like falling in love with your romantic partner, right?
Yes.
But let's say you are a new parent and you have to fall in love with your child and you lose that ability. Is that still a deal you want to take?
Wait, do you
don't know
fall
how
in
you-
love with your child?
Okay,
Am I
look,
just
I
in love?
am clearly not the person to ask about these things for very obvious reasons. If it is not clear to
I think
you.
falling in love means you start from a place of nothingness.
Yeah.
Then eventually, slowly, you start So that means with my family, they cannot be falling in love. You're in love with your family.
Not really, no.
I mean, unless you have a falling out.
Well, not really, but the way I've often imagined it is that, like, as a kid, you're very well aware that you need this person to survive because this person gives you food, but needing someone is not the same thing as loving them.
I'll take the same argument Chris said in the previous one about his sushi thing. You can never lose what you don't have. So once you say, I've chosen to not lose anything, if I don't have that love for those, then I don't have love.
And you remember this?
I don't know how it feels.
There's a state, Yellow Mountain, something that was stateless. The people were
the refugee state somewhere in Africa.
I'll go, I'll petition, I'll be given that country because I can't lose, right?
You were really abusing this.
No, I can't lose. I can't lose.
All right. Okay, one last
Benefits,
one.
okay.
What if you had a magic carpet?
Like Aladdin.
Yes.
Okay. So
you're not allowed to get off it.
Don't take the deal.
don't take the deal.
Seriously?
Don't take the deal.
But the flying is overrated. Flying is overrated.
Don't
There's
take
so
the
many
deal.
trees, so many birds you can hit. That magic carpet is useless because all it does is fly.
And
So-
you live and die, but now.
Yeah,
How will you die?
You'll die of homa and all those things. You're not even allowed to.
Hang on. You mean to tell me you won't come prepared for your magic carpet ride?
No, don't take that deal.
Don't
my
take the
guy.
deal, by the way.
That's
That's the
of
only
all
deal.
these deals.
It's the only
that's
deal I
the
wouldn't take.
most useless. Yeah.
It's the most useless deal. What's
Where
the
am I
purpose?
going,
Where am
baby?
I going? I can take a car.
Yeah.
I can put some money.
You're
and put
forever
it
in
to a
motion.
plane.
You guys have
I can
such
take a matatu and
small
Uber.
dreams.
Okay, you tell us. Where
For
you go?
example, okay, my only reservation with this, the reason why I'm saying don't take the deal is because like you can never get off, which means
Yes.
if you need to go to the bathroom, you
It's on the
can't
carpet.
get
It's
off.
on your
For me,
carpet.
it's like for purely hygienic reasons, don't take
Do you know
the
the
deal.
whole concept of the magic carpet? I think it was created in the 1800s, 1700s, when man didn't have something called
An
get this,
aeroplane.
guys, an aeroplane. Once the aeroplane came, and I can now go wherever I wish to go,
And alight.
And I can alight.
But this is free.
no, but that's not the point. I can never leave it.
And the opportunity cost of having it.
It's not making sense.
Imagine this: you fly all the way to France,
Yeah.
right? You can't even go into the Louvre Museum to look at the Mona Lisa because
can't.
they won't allow you to.
Unless you fly into the Louvre Museum.
And they won't
No,
allow.
not the Louvre. The
The
Louvre. Man.
The Louvre. They won't allow you. So why would I need this, Nini? That deal, don't take the deal.
Don't take the deal.
Don't take the deal.
Are you taking the deal?
Me? Oh no, for hygienic reasons, I would recommend strongly against this deal. But I think
So we are together.
we're together.
Why are you fighting us then?
Because I feel like you guys are underestimating the value of a magic carpet.
Are
Like,
you
it's a
underestimating
magic
it also?
carpet. No, because I'm telling you for hygienic reasons, I'm saying don't take this deal.
So at the end of the day, you're not taking it.
Yes.
Which is it was our position.
Which is our
Oh my
position.
God, but for
So you're
different
on our
reasons.
side.
For different reasons.
Anyways, I think it is very clear that from this game, there have been two winners that have clearly come out. Chris M and GK,
True.
100% have won that game. AX, try again later.
Try another game. Eh?
Try another game. I think all your answers were wrong. All, except for the one you agreed with us, but your reasoning was wrong. So, you're wrong. Okay.
Yes.
So let's move on to our what's new.
But you're a work in progress, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
We,
okay, yeah.
Haters, we don't hate.
Yeah, you're haters, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We move.
So let's move on to the discussion we're going to hold today, and it's something around the whole topic of what if, but it's a bit different. I'll give it to you guys in this way, and then I'll explain myself a bit. What if you had the opportunity as a country to censor every movie that came in,
Okay.
or you made the Hollywood and all those countries censor everything that they would produce to your country.
Yeah.
Let me give you guys, I think, and then AX you can expound, and Chris M you can do as well.
Yeah.
China do that all the time.
They do it all
China
the
have
time.
decided that the best way to deal with all these issues of censorship,
Immorality, yeah.
of immorality, things
Quote,
that do not
unquote.
follow into their ideals, is to censor it from the source.
Yes.
So they'll tell the guys, oh, there's some trees that you've done in Shanghai that we don't like how they look, remove them. And they do. And so Hollywood producers are starting to produce movies to fit the Chinese demands. Because guess what? China has the biggest market for movies.
billion
They've got
people.
1.4 plus billion people. And as you guys told me 5 episodes ago, money above everything.
Yes.
Above morals, above everything. And so they followed the money and they started to alter themselves. So what do you guys think about censorship? Should it be that each country has the opportunity to censor the movie or ban movies as they wish? Or should it be that we should be able to demand for our values to be instilled in Western movies and Western films?
Okay. So that already happens in Kenya. If you don't remember the film Rafiki. Rafiki was a queer film, and that was only allowed to air after it got recognized by international
so that it could go for the awards.
Like that's it. That's the only reason why that film ever aired in Kenya. But it, I can't remember which governmental body it was, but they were like, no, this movie does not adhere to our moral values. Thank you. This film does not adhere to our moral values, and therefore we do not want it to be shown in any Kenyan theater. So it already happens, right? So the question is not whether or not censorship should or shouldn't happen. I'm for the argument that it shouldn't. The question should rather be, what happens when people take it up, like self-censor? Because that's what's happening in Hollywood. For example, like in 2016, have you seen the movie Doctor Strange? The Marvel movie?
We can
about
assume
a magician.
everything to do with superheroes. We can assume Chris M has not watched them.
Okay.
And we can assume GK has.
So Doctor Strange is based on a comic book, and in that comic book, the ancient one, the person who teaches Doctor Strange how to be magic, is Tibetan. If you don't know, China has some issues
They have a bit of a
with Tibet.
tiff with Tibet. Yes.
To the extent where they have their own Dalai Lama, who currently exists at the same time as the current Dalai Lama, and they're competing against who's a real Dalai Lama. It's quite interesting. But because in the source material, the ancient one was Tibetan, the Chinese government was like, well, we're not going to air it if you cast somebody that's Asian and cast somebody that is from, and mention any reference of Tibet. So you don't know what Disney did?
They put a white person.
They put a white lady as the ancient one, and then just ixnayed any mention of Tibet in the movie, just completely. So, and that is a choice that Disney made, not because they were asked to, but because they knew like it's just not going to pass. So why not? Why go through the expense of making this movie, having it not be able to air in China, having to come back and re-edit it, then release it again when we can just do it from the jump? For me, that's where the problem is, because it also extends to the actors themselves, because the actors now are also being censored. You're a wrestling fan. Remember John Cena?
I do.
Remember what happened with John Cena in China? What happened with John Cena in China?
John Cena was making an address, whatever, and he referred to Taiwan as an independent nation, or whatever. And the Chinese powers that be were not happy.
Yes.
So they had to compel him to apologize, and he did. I also remember there's a time, GK, the NBA.
The National Basketball Association of America.
Guys were making some political statements.
Free Hong Kong, I think.
It was for Hong Kong.
And then the government was like, hey, don't mess with us,
consume your content.
You're not going to, and you see, that's one of the biggest markets. And unlike AX, I am pro what China is doing, because they are taking control of their country, of their narrative, and of their morals. They're saying, in this country, children have grown up knowing, like that Dalai Lama thing. They've grown up knowing the Dalai Lama
comes from
is
this
Chinese.
place in China.
It's Chinese, And now you're telling us it's Tibetan or from Tibet, right? No, we won't allow that. There's another movie, I forget the name, they had a guy who was, I think, gay in the poster. They were like, no, it was a black guy or something. They're like,
Moonlight?
Something, I don't know. I just saw the poster.
Might have been Moonlight.
They're like, no, this won't stand for. If you want this movie to premiere here,
we'll
you need to remove this. And they removed. And the reason that's why I love what the Chinese are doing is because the final product that gets shown in that country is something that conforms with the norms and practices of that country. In this country here, I remember KFCB banned the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah?
Really?
It was banned. It was banned. But believe me,
we've all watched it.
Kenyans watched it. We watched it. So if you're saying that we will self-censor, people will find a way of watching it. So I think it's best from the studio, and if the studios are doing it, even they believe there's some legitimate
controversy. One thing I would be inclined to agree with Chris M is on this. As Africans, unfortunately, fortunately, however you take it, we have become victims of a narrative being dominated about what we are. Number one, our accents all sound like this. That's
Black
what
Panther,
Africans
I am looking at you.
All movies. Number two, all Africans are either warlords or
poor starving
people with flies in their mouths. Number three, all Africa is just hot desert. Those are the narratives that have been created by Western media about the African experience.
And all we do is run.
So those are the stereotypes. Yet us as Africans, because I am of the true belief that the strongest form of propaganda in the world is none other than Hollywood.
Yes.
And I consume it. I consume it a lot.
But you do it knowingly.
But you do it knowingly that Hollywood is an
American
institution
propaganda
that controls the way you think. And it's not just Hollywood, it's also it's music, it's those exports, those cultural exports are what control our minds. And so as Africans, we have also drunk the so-called, I'm not going to call it the Kool-Aid, we've drunk the cordial, or the juice.
The quencher.
Yes, we've drunk the juice and said that is the way we see ourselves. We are just starving Africans. I have had African parents tell their African children not to finish their food because their children are starving in Africa. So yes, there are people starving in our continent. And yes, we have to be more mindful of the way we consume food and all these things.
Out there as well.
But the way we look at ourselves, we victimize ourselves, and that is a consequence of the way the West has portrayed us. So if we had the opportunity to say, oh, you want to film a Kenyan film, you want to film a car chase in Kenya, kindly, please go through the national park, or please go through the expressway, or use some of the new infrastructure we have developed. Show us some of the African people who don't talk like this. Show the diversity of African people. Don't go just to Pokot. Go also to CBD, or go to Mau Road. Do those also, because that is also part of the African experience. So I'm not always a fan of censorship because it does also hinder people from expressing themselves in art, and art is a form of expression. However, as an African, I am sick and tired of always seeing the same pictures, the same videos depict my country. Have you ever seen When the World is Ending? Have you ever watched those apocalypse movies? They showed like Tokyo. They show some nice sunny place in like in India, Asia. Then they go to Africa and they show either deserts, or they show people in like the weird underwear. With the spears, the people of the Khoisan people, things like that. That's what they show as Africa, or they show the slums. Why? We have to change that.
I also have an answer for that. It's because as Africa, we don't have an identity. And that's a very big problem, right?
No. I agree with the sentiment, but allow me to rephrase it. Yes. It's not that we don't have an identity. It's just that identity has been hijacked by other people telling our stories.
Allow me to hijack it. Say this, Some of us, we are not even proud
to be African.
To be African.
Yes.
For me, for those who don't know, I'm going to give you some breaking news. I am a Kikuyu, right?
Okay.
For those who didn't know, right? And for us, we shrub a lot. Our R's and L's are a problem, right?
Yes. It's very difficult.
Very, yeah? And so now, for me, I'll do everything I can to be as far away from my Kikuyu-ness as humanly possible, even when I'm speaking out to sound British or American,
When you go to America, you'll try and code switch. And then, as you know, Kenyans of the nature of central region, when they code switch in Kenya, in those countries, sometimes it has
even more problematic.
Disastrous properties.
Yes. See, now in Africa, there are people who are very proud of their Africanness. Those are Nigerians.
By the way.
In Kenya, you have the Maasais. In Southern Africa, you have the Khoisans. You see, those people. And that's why when Hollywood looks at Africa, the truly authentic Africans are the Nigerians. So that's why they'll take the Nigerian accent and apply it uniformly.
Yes.
When they want to show the African picture, they'll either show the Maasais or the Khoisans, because yes, that's African. For you as a Nairobian, you want to speak some different thing. In a previous episode, I said the Louvre, you almost beat my head off. You wanted to be as French as possible, right? For most of us right now, what's the capital city of France?
Paris.
This is the first time you guys have said Paris. I've heard you say Paris or something. You're saying it to the French.
I have never ever said Paris.
Remember, we work together, so I've had to think about you guys. Yeah? So as long as you're trying to distance yourself from your Africanness, these people will take whatever is African to them and apply it uniformly.
I also want to say, like, the reason why Hollywood presents Africa in that way is because in the West, when you're taught about Africa, you're taught about poverty, you're taught about the safaris, you're taught about tribal colors and tribes and all these things. And so to align with that knowledge, that academic knowledge you gained throughout your educational experience, a lot of the way in which they code Africa in movies is through the tribal people, is through the Kikoi, it's through the savannas and the deserts and all these things. It's through the accent.
As a bit of a detour, let me tell you two stories. I have two relatives who went to America and the UK, and they were asked very ignorant questions.
So many dumb questions.
For example, do you kill lions?
So many dumb questions.
And you interact with lions. So one of my cousins decided, you know what the best thing to do with this is? Yes.
Yeah.
I kill lions.
Yeah.
They asked, oh, how many? Hundreds.
You go with it.
Okay, how did you do it? You guys, everywhere we go, we have spears.
Yeah, you go
That's
with
how we
it.
do it. And they decided that that's how they're going to play with the
Yeah.
ignorance card. Another one was asked, do elephants walk on... That's apparently many people have
That's
been asked
very
the question.
ignorant of your cousin.
No,
Because you see now, I'll tell you why. You do that and you reaffirm this person's stereotypes, right? So the next time he's talking to his friends, he'll say, there's a guy living in Nairobi who's a friend of mine, and he kills lions. So now you're giving him the picture of Nairobi and Kenya, that's all we do. It should be upon you to educate the ignorant. You tell them.
No, but why should it be upon me
All
when
the
you
time.
have the internet? Like, it's
Why
not
go to the
that
internet
hard.
when you're here?
No, it's not that hard to just Google Nairobi and see a picture for yourself. Like, it really isn't. Especially, okay, allow me to hijack your story.
hijack?
Yes. No. So I'll give you another example, right? When I first landed in the UK to do my undergrad, I got a lot of questions of, oh my God, you're from Kenya. Do you know my friend? She lives in South Africa. And it's like, wait.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's a stupid
No,
question.
but by your logic, it should be my responsibility to educate them that Kenya and South Africa are not the
thousands of
same.
kilometers
Meanwhile, they have Google.
No, what's wrong with that?
Because they have Google.
Let me tell you why. Right now in this country, if you tell someone Britain or British, the first thing that comes into their mind is the Cockney accent. True or false? Hi, governor. Oh, bottle of
Or the
something.
Queen. Or the Queen.
Most of us will.
That's terrible.
That's because I'm Kenyan.
Okay.
That's the first idea that comes to our mind. So in our heads, that's the British accent.
Yeah.
Even though in Britain there are several, so we go with the one that we're popular with, and we go with it. In Nairobi, we are blessed to be the only city in the world with a park. Now, if you tell them, I killed 300 lions and I live in Nairobi, you're like, makes
Nairobi has a
sense.
national park.
Yeah, there's a national park and they are roaming freely. So it's upon you. Don't be too angry. If someone told you that, like, by the way, I live in Kenya. Kenya is in the eastern part of Africa. South Africa, as the name suggests, the southern part of Africa. You can answer them, give them the right answer, but tell them in a way that, like, oh, by the way, that was a dumb question.
Yeah.
I need to go and now educate myself more.
Okay.
But don't just be too quick to be annoyed and give them wrong answers. Don't be part of the misinformation. Cause you're pissed off. So please.
Okay, so unfortunately, Father, time has reached us and we need to take a break. But as we conclude, I think the whole idea of censorship is a complicated thing.
Yes.
About
We're talking about censorship.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
we
censorship.
started
That's where
with
we started.
censorship.
It's a complicated thing where the lines are always blurry and we wouldn't know what the best way is to inculcate values in a specific society. So it's a conversation that will continue to roll on and roll on and roll on. We're going to take a break, and then after the break, we'll conclude with a question, a thought. Welcome back to Work in Progress. And now for us to conclude with 4 minutes of time, let us, I'm going to ask you guys a philosophical thought or question. And I want to hear what you guys would think about it. It's also a what if, and that's why GW gave us the game to warm us up for this question. Okay. If you could erase some of your memories in the past, think about your past, the worst moments, the best moments, would you?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
I would say no.
Why not?
Because, and I'm about to sound like Albert Einstein here, I'm about to sound like a philosopher.
Albert Einstein
Everything,
was a physicist.
he was a physicist, but I'm just saying other philosophers. You know, Einstein had a cousin called Einstein, who was okay, terrible. But anyways, my whole point is that I'm a believer that everything you've gone through is what makes you who you are. So if you take away some of the things that you've gone through in the past.
the bundle theory of the self.
Okay, let me explain myself, then you give the bundle theory of yourself.
No, that's exactly what you're describing.
Okay.
It's called the bundle theory
So
of
the
yourself.
bundle theory of yourself. So everything we do, every achievement we've made, every moment we've had makes us who we are. There are moments that I would like to forget, but it wouldn't necessarily be the memories. It would be the ones I'm not sure are memories. Do you guys have that as well?
Yeah.
Like your brain has taken a memory and then it's taken random nonsense and mix them, and you don't know what's true and what is not true. So there, yes, I would extract. But apart from that, everything that I've been through, everything I've experienced, made me who I am today.
So I have two things to say to that.
dear.
Number one, already that's kind of how your memory works. Like human memory it sucks. It's not very good. Don't let cop shows tell you that it's fantastic and eyewitness accounts are always credible. They are not. And what happens in your mind, especially when you have like long-term memories, is that your mind starts to turn them into stories, and it becomes a lot easier for that memory to be manipulated by other people, like inserting different elements. So you're not even like you're not even sure if you remember what actually happened. So that's already happened to you. So would you get rid of all those memories?
You know, there's a movie, I think it's called The Boy. I can't remember what it's called, the full movie, but it's about the whole idea of the movie is to follow a young boy his whole life.
Boy.
I think it's called Boy.
It's Boy.
For like 10 years of his life, and they did it in real life.
Yeah.
I would be let me not lie to you. If I could get a chip that I would put in a tablet when I was a kid and swallow it, that would record every experience I've gone through, I would 100% do it. So that I can go back and just look at it and be like, oh yeah, so you people who are telling me that story, you lied. It's false, you know?
Okay. So for me, and it's a lot of people. Some people have gone through things when they were younger. They've seen some darkness. They've experienced a lot of trauma. Let me say trauma for lack of a better word. And it has shaped them, but negatively. I don't think these people pride themselves in having gone through.
In the scars they have.
People who went through the Jewish thing.
Holocaust.
Okay.
People who went through Holocaust, yeah?
Wow.
People who went through the Congolese thing, our great-grandfathers went through colonization and slavery. I don't think they look back on those memories fondly. Some of them are scarred for life. They go to therapists, they go to take medicine to try and forget, and they can never forget. And that's one of the biggest punishments that they go through. That they went soldiers. Soldiers go to war, PTSD.
Yeah.
Do you think these people, if they had a chance to wipe their memories, they would not take that? I think for some of us, we have ego. Not you, just some of us.
Yeah.
We have ego and you're like, I don't regret anything in life. It made me who I am. Oh, it made you a worse person.
No.
And if you
I believe in
take it
regret.
away.
Actually, I think the biggest lie we all say to ourselves is that whole statement, no regrets. We all have regrets, very many. Me, I have like 10 million. They're all stored there in the memory.
You don't
Unfortunately,
forget your
the good
regrets?
things went this way. The good things went out the ear. The bad things took all the space, and I have a very big head. So
you don't forget those bad
no,
things?
I wouldn't, because yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful.
Okay.
So for me, I would never want to forget the bad stuff, because the bad stuff more than the good stuff is what made me who I am. But I would want to forget some of the good things so I could try it all over again. Like, I would love to forget what it felt like to watch
Game of Thrones.
No, to watch Avengers Endgame. I would love to forget that movie ever existed and discover every single MCU movie except for Thor, the second one, for the first time and just binge. Same thing with like Road to El Dorado or my favorite Disney movie, which at this point is Hercules. I would love to be able to watch these things with a fresh eye for the first time, but that's lost on me. Or like try my mom's cooking for the first time and get a real sense of it.
That is more enticing than Chris M's argument. So I'm going to give you the point there.
Thank you.
So you needed it anyway. It's been that game you really struggled.
Oh, hang on. In the beginning, when you're talking about like telling your haters that we are a work in progress, were you referring to yourself?
You're the hater. You've been hitting on her ex
Thank
for
you.
the past few episodes. I don't know what's up with you. You've been hitting on her.
All I'm saying and all I'm stating is thank you so much for watching Work in Progress. We have had a brilliant time. No haters here. And we will be here with you next.
Bye.
See ya.